From Ashland, Oregon, home of William Shakespeare and progressive politics, and broadcasting live from the Southern Oregon University Digital Media Center and the RVTV studio, it's the So Not So Late Night Glamour Dave show, and recorded before a non-existent studio audience with a skeletal crew of certified public access producers. You can expect to see tonight's guests, whoever they may be, the Glamour Dave Comedy Players, and the Rogue Valley Public Access Orchestra. Now, here's your host,
Comedy bits,
David Glamour Dave Nienow.
Alrighty, hello Rogue Valley. Welcome back to the second half of tonight's show, the So Not So Late Night Glamour Dave show. So we're here with the second half. We have as our guests this evening some of the people from the Rogue Valley Chorale Association that just sang during the last segment, and they'll be singing again here shortly. We happen to have with us Michael Morris, who's the artistic director of the Rogue Valley Chorale Association, and then we have Anita Castor, correct? Mm-hmm. Right, and you're one of the singers in the Chorale Association. And then we have, once again, the wonderful Mary Ann Graham as guest sidekick, and she's also a performing member of the Rogue Valley Chorale Association. And Mary Ann's been on the show before, performing, and also in the role of guest sidekick, and she does a wonderful job. So I invited her back on again because we're going to be talking about the Chorale Association, and you have an upcoming fundraiser event that you're promoting to help fund your various activities and stuff. So
that's correct.
Right. So now to begin with, Michael, how long have you been involved in the Rogue Valley Chorale Association as artistic director and conductor?
Well, I'm very new.
Okay.
This is my second season.
Okay.
So this will be my first soiree.
Okay.
And so it's actually called Soiree and Song on November 4th. And it's an opportunity for us to showcase the different parts of the Rogue Valley Chorale Association, which doesn't just include the Rogue Valley Chorale, but also 3 youth choruses.
Right. Yeah, I had Laura Rich, who's your executive director, a few weeks ago on my other show, The Small Interview with Glamour Dave, and we talked about the association and its history and the various branches of your singing groups.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And I was really impressed at the depth at which you involved community youth at the different levels with what you do.
I was impressed myself because when I first the job was introduced to me, I didn't know that the job was open, and my wife and I were going to be moving here the fall of last year. And so when I found out about the Rogue Valley Chorale position as artistic director there was a search going on, I only knew about the Rogue Valley Chorale. Yeah. And then I got hired and I found out about the other choruses. So it's a very, very large organization. Yeah. There's some 20 people who are actually paid to be part of the association, and we have some 300 singers involved.
Yeah, that's what blew my mind when I was interviewing Laura a few weeks ago. Just how extensive of a group of singers that you guys have. Right. I mean, that's just really impressive.
Right. Yeah. The chorale itself is right now topping 120.
Yeah.
And then we have we call YE, which is the youth ensemble, which is high school group. That's about 35. The in-between group, which is grades 6, 7, and 8, that group is called Cantare, and they're at 21. And then there's 60 children in the children's chorus for ages, or grades rather, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
Sorry, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. And now, with a really young group like that, I mean, are the children at that grade level? I mean, are there much difficulties in kind of teaching them and kind of corralling them to do and get the to do the musical performance, or?
Well, no. So each of those choirs has their own director.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I just have to work with the chorale because they're experts. Yeah, that's enough.
That's enough work.
They're experts in the age that they direct.
Right. Okay.
They are really astonishing. That the children's chorus is really astonishing. They have tremendous presence. They sing in parts. They really are a dynamic force when they're singing. Easily heard. They don't sing in a wimpy fashion.
Yeah.
And their director Jerry Flock, he's just really fantastic with them.
Well, that's really amazing. I mean, I know that like the Rogue Valley Symphony has a youth symphony.
Yes.
Because one of my fellow producer friends, her son participates in that. So I'm just like really kind of amazed at because your group is, while it seems to be like the oldest of the chorale and choir groups here in the valley. I mean, there's several groups
Correct.
around our area.
Correct. Matter of fact, tomorrow evening and Sunday, Anita and I will be singing with the Southern Oregon Repertory Singers. So not only do we have kind of a sharing of talents, but so many people want to participate that they look forward to the ability to participate with these different organizations.
Yeah.
I know there's I can name 6 community choirs off the top of my head, just in this valley.
Yeah, well, once I got this show going and I had to kind of like search out different talent for potential bookings on the show, I mean, and I started just like coming across all these choir groups around. I was going,
Right.
wow, there's a lot going on.
Well, and that doesn't even include Three Rivers up in Grants Pass, and I just heard of another one, and I believe there's one in Klamath Falls. I mean, it's pretty extensive. But the thing that's different, and I come from, we moved from the Bay Area, and in the Bay Area, there's well over 1,000 community choruses just in that region.
It's huge.
But I don't think any of them have the caliber of the ones that are here. It's one of the reasons why I'm satisfied, after 45 plus years of being in professional music. It satisfies me a great deal to be with this talented bunch.
Yeah.
Just really
That's nice to
wonderful.
hear.
Yeah.
No, it really is.
Yeah.
It's one of the only reasons why my wife and I felt we could move here, because this was available.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And ironically, the number of people we talk to who are in the same situation, where they they come here specifically because they know they have an outlet for their artistic endeavors.
Yeah. Now, Anita, you're a singer in the group.
I am.
Right? And how long have you been part of the group?
Well, I joined in the early 90s,
Yeah.
and the last 6 years I've taken a little break, and then I've come back this year to start again.
Yeah. So.
And we are thankful for that.
No.
Yeah. So, in your getting involved, I mean, I'm going to assume that you're like one of these people that kind of like music was like in your blood at a young age, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I can't imagine not singing in some form.
Yeah. Well, I know a little bit about Mary Ann's background because of her being on my show, and she got involved with my RVTV Christmas special, which she performed for, and which you guys are going to be performing tomorrow afternoon. You're coming in to be a part of the final production day of my RVTV Christmas special.
Right. And because the talent is so rich, that will actually be a slightly different group tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
When you gave me the list of the singers for tonight and for tomorrow, right? I'm looking at you're specifying this person's a soprano, this person's a tenor, this person's an alto, but then like a couple of the singers, like Mary Ann is common for tonight and tomorrow in the groups, and on tonight she's performing one way and tomorrow she's performing another way.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, which piqued my curiosity. I mean, you know, I'm no singer. I have no envision in my mind of my having a quality singing voice or ever doing anything like that. But I thought it was kind of interesting that a singer could change a style or tone,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, you know, is that common for all singers? I mean, or does that require certain kinds of special training to like be able to say, I'm going to perform and sing in tenor mode this time, and the next time I'm going to do alto mode or soprano?
Well, ironically, so I've spent my life as a professional singer, voice teacher, director, and every genre of singing, there are different expectations, needs, requirements. In choral music, it's a little rarer to have somebody who can switch parts. But in, if you, like for instance, in the world of opera, there's very specific types of voices, and to technically, so Mary is what's known as a mezzo-soprano, which means middle soprano.
Okay.
So, but in the world of choral, it is soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. And those can be split, but usually they call it bass 1, bass 2, or soprano 1, soprano 2, and Mary sings soprano 2 in the chorale. You sing alto 1, is that correct?
In the chorale,
in
yes.
the chorale, yeah. Alto 2 in service?
No, I sing soprano 2 and alto 1 in
You
this.
see,
in the-
so
Yeah.
so this is one of the other things that is wonderful about the talent I've run into here is that they are multi-versed. they don't just say I'm an alto, that's it, I won't sing anything else, and I really appreciate the fact that there's a better, more a deeper understanding of how voices can work and should.
Right.
And so highly trained voices can sing a lot of different parts.
Yeah, I mean that's I find that kind of a fascinating aspect of the singing experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I'm just a consumer of music, so I just like what I hear, and you know, and you don't ever, you know, generally I think most people don't really pay much attention or give much thought to the technical, behind the scenes technical aspects, even like a singing performance versus just any other musical instrument performance, right?
Right.
So, so I like to, when I've got opportunities to meet with people like you, it's like, it's a fun opportunity to kind of glean some understanding and behind the scenes stuff that normally I probably would never have that opportunity. You know?
Well, in some ways, it's kind of like you mentioned the instruments. It's kind of like that player who is playing a clarinet, and then usually this is going to be in pop or in jazz, but then all of a sudden you look at them, they're playing a saxophone.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They're well versed in many different of that particular wind family.
Yeah, I mean that's something that the saxophone has always been a musical instrument that I've been fascinated by. Always had it on my bucket list of a musical instrument to learn.
Mhm.
But it's amazing the sheer variety of saxophone type models to be seen.
Yeah,
Right.
like the voice.
Yeah.
Soprano sax, tenor sax. There's even a bass sax. It's an unwieldy instrument. But
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It has to sit on the floor. It's a
Yeah.
very, very large instrument.
Yeah, it's a while back. My mother and I went to attend our first Rogue Valley Symphony concert at the Criterion, Ginger Rogers Collier Theater, whatever the hell they're calling it these days. But it was an amazing experience because it was like our first time really seeing that kind of a symphony concert, and to see there were many musical instruments on that stage that I had never seen before, right? And that was a fascinating thing to see.
Eye-opening
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
and ear-opening.
Yeah. Yeah, but the Rogue Valley Symphony, I mean, they were just, it was kind of like a really blown away experience, the sheer quality of what they do musically.
At our concert coming up in December,
Yeah.
December 7th and 8th, right? Yeah, we're going to combine the cantate and I don't know the names very well, I'm pretty new to this organization. the other children's group, which is called, or the,
No, Cantate will be,
with
so the December concert, which is called Home for the Holidays, is the chorale, of course, then Cantate, and then a 23-piece orchestra
Wow, okay.
that are all coming together and performing their own things and performing, en masse.
Yeah,
It's also a special concert in honor of our armed services and those who have served currently or as veterans.
yeah.
And they do get to, if they have their military ID, they can get a ticket for free to those concerts.
Cool, all right. And so now where's that concert going to be held at?
At the Criterion,
At the Criterion. Yeah, okay.
that one that has many names.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was like I've lived here in the Rogue Valley all my life, so for me it's always the Criterion or the Crate, right?
Mhm.
And then so it's over the years, after Ginger Rogers passed, they named it after her because she lived here in the valley, and then Mr. Collier came involved, so now it's named after him. And it's hard to keep up with,
It is.
So I will always just refer to it as the Crate, but but it's a wonderful facility. I mean, it was when my mother and I went to see the Rogue Valley Symphony. It was like the first time in many years, so I'd not seen all the upgrades that they did, and it
Wow.
was an amazing. It's an amazing treasure facility for sure
It
here
is, it
in
is.
the Rogue Valley.
It is. It was another thing that when I first became involved with the chorale, that I found out they performed in the Criterion. Now I've sung 3 operas in the valley, and we performed 2 of those. We performed at the Criterion as well, and it was a fabulous hall for the opera. I really enjoyed singing in there, but it has its really wonderful charm. I love the idea that it's a classic theater.
Yeah.
And we are honored to be able to perform there.
Yeah. Now I got the signal that we got down to about the last 5 minutes or so.
Wow.
we talk a
Yeah.
lot.
Well,
Dave?
Yeah?
10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes?
Oh, 10
okay.
minutes.
All right. Well, we got a little bit extra time. Now this soiree fundraiser
Yes.
that's coming up. Now that's November 4th,
4th.
right? It's November 2nd.
Second.
I'm sorry.
Second.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right, November
That's
2nd.
why she's
Just
here.
2.
Okay, so November 2nd. And where's that going to be at?
That is in at the Commons,
Okay.
and it is partially performance for our patrons. It is going to be a live auction with some really wonderful items, and then obviously it's a fundraiser.
Yeah.
So
Right. And you do this every 2 years.
every
correct?
2 years, every other
Okay.
year. My first time.
All right.
Matter of
And
fact-
My
Mary
first
Ann's
time.
I don't think anyone on this
Oh,
panel
okay.
has
All
ever
right.
been to it.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, my mother and I think we've got plans to
Yes.
attend. Yeah. So
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Make sure you come over and say hi.
Yeah, we definitely will. So I think God Might Now would be about the right time for our group of singers to get back into their corner over there and perform the next song.
That's wonderful.
Oops, I got to disconnect. That would be good.
All righty. So we'll hear our quartet of singers once again.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings with you wherever you are, good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now bring us some figgy pudding, now bring us some figgy pudding, now bring us some figgy pudding and bring it out here. Good tidings to you wherever you are, good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We won't go until we got some. We won't go until we got some. We won't go until we got some. So bring some right here. Good tidings to you wherever you are. Good tidings for Christmas and a happy new year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All righty. Well done. Yeah. Thank you very much for that.
Now we come back.
Yeah, now you come back, and we'll finish up our little interview here. Yeah.
Have our prizes.
Yeah. So how much time we got left here, God Mike?
We have 6.5 minutes,
Oh,
dear.
okay, all right. Well, everyone, you saw what we went through on the last show segment. Yeah. Yes,
We
God
have
Mike.
6 minutes, 15 seconds, Dave.
Okay, thank you, God Mike.
To be exact.
Yeah, he
Dave.
yes.
With 6 minutes, 5 seconds left, Dave.
Okay, thank you. I think we're good now. So,
So that's the comedy.
yeah, well, it's part of it, it's a pretty loose, standard by which we
Dave.
perform our comedy.
It's subtle. It's subtle comedy.
Yeah, yes.
Why
God
am I
Mike.
echoing?
Nothing, Dave.
Okay, thank you.
Echoing. I have reverb, and it's gone.
So we can have an awkward moment. We can toot our own horns with some horns. I think I got enough horns left. Or you can strive to win the small cash prize and add that to your choral fundraising efforts.
Then we can buy that thing if it's $1.
Yeah.
At the auction.
Of course we have to huddle.
What does toot your own
I
horn
think we
mean?
should, I think that we should,
I mean,
no, I think that we should each choose one that's different. Each one of us. So we do all
Yeah.
three.
Well, you know I-
we can go through all three of them. Yeah.
okay.
All right.
Well,
so
you know
Mary
what I
Ann?
want to do.
Yeah. Okay. So, which one do you want to start off first? You want?
Ladies first.
Trivia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. So.
Google
you're
it.
Making an effort to win the small cash prize of 100 pennies, which, by the way, were all found on streets and sidewalks. Took us a while to put that collection together.
That's a year's worth of pennies.
Yeah. Okay, so the remaining categories for tonight's trivia are the silver screen, Harry Potter the movies, and the 80s.
I'm not good at any of them, but I love the 80s. You guys pick. I don't know if you know the 80s. What do you know?
A lot anymore.
Wait, we're
Sure,
ready.
why not?
No, we're ready over
Okay,
here.
the 80s. All righty.
We've got Terry's support.
Okay, so the following question comes to us via Gmail from the show's ancestral home of the Nienow clan in Mapleton, Minnesota.
I thought it was Crater Lake, Dave.
Yeah, that's the next phase of this. This is the Crater Lakes is the comedy distraction from the real question.
I'm sorry, Dave.
So, Crater Lake is the 5th oldest national park in the United States and the only national park in Oregon. The lake is 1,949 feet deep at its deepest point, making Crater Lake the deepest lake in the United States and the 9th deepest in the world. So your trivia question is, who hosted all but one of the 12 Battle of the Network Stars specials in the 80s?
All but one.
And mine,
We're huddling. We'll huddle. We'll huddle.
that's
Is
it.
it Mapleton, Minnesota?
You-
She got it.
You
All
got
right.
it.
All
Howard,
right.
good
Give me
stuff.
five.
$100
Give me
for the
five.
career.
Give me five. You go, girl. All right. Oh,
Yeah.
good pick.
So,
Hey, don't I get one?
yeah. So there you
Right.
go, Michael.
It's better.
You can add that to the chorale
That's for
fundraiser.
That's right.
You know?
Our first dollar.
Yeah, you because
Thank you.
it's actually specified. This is for the Glamour Dave show. There, you could actually put that among the items for people to bid on.
Oh, yeah.
As a collectible memorabilia from the show, and with any luck, you could turn that dollar into maybe $2 or $3.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, well, I do what I can for the people here in the Rogue Valley that are my guests. So, yeah,
2.5 minutes.
we're down to 2.5 minutes.
So we have
Okay.
time for another one.
Yeah, well, you could do another trivia thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Although you just got my last 100 pennies, so, but I think I got $1 in my wallet, so you
It's
can.
gonna take another year to get these.
Yeah. So then, if you want to do another trivia question, then I've got Harry Potter the movies.
Oh, sure, why not?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember. I watched them all, but do I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
everything? No.
Okay.
Is Harry Potter the one who says?
But Terry can help me.
No, that's
all
And
right.
that is Shazam.
yeah. Shazam is Shazam. So yeah. Alrighty. So where are we at with the time? Because I might bypass the whole trivia, the whole Crater Lake thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bypass.
Alrighty. So I'll bypass the Mapleton thing, and we'll go back to Crater Lake as the 5th oldest national park in the United States, and the only national park in Oregon. The lake is 1,949 feet deep at its deepest point, making Crater Lake the deepest lake in the United States and the 9th deepest in the world. And I will take forever to make sure that the people in this Rogue Valley appreciate that fact about Crater Lake, which is why I do this
Fabulous
stupid little bit of trivia.
I love that one.
So
Now I
your
understand.
category is Harry Potter the movies. What do the students and teachers do in Dumbledore's honor when he dies?
Bury him?
No.
They hold up their wands and they all shoot them off at the same time.
That's right. Yeah, the students light their wands in honor.
That's what, okay.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, all right. Well, I think I got $1 in my wallet, so you'll get that too. And
Oh,
you can
another $1.
And then
Towards
you can put
towards
that
our-
in the
Our first $2.
Yeah. So now you guys
Yes.
earn $2.
For the soiree.
And at the when you put that on the auction block, you might be able to double your money.
The wonderful thing is, this is the first money that's come in for the fundraiser in the Swallow Race.
Oh,
exciting.
wow. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm the
So-
first contributor.
That's right.
All right.
We'll make
Well,
sure
I'm
we
glad-
write your name on every single program.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to have that
Glamour
honor. Okay. So I'm getting the wrap-up signal. So I want to thank you all for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
It was wonderful having you perform and having you on as guest to talk about the Chorale Association. So, and Mary Ann, thank you once again, my friend, for coming on.
Thank you.
And serving the
Thank
role
you,
of
thank
guest
you.
sidekick. So, I want to thank my wonderful crew for all their fine hard work, putting the show together. And we will see you next time, Rogue Valley.